Hello everyone, it's Maha. Thank you so much for being here. Tonight I just wanted to make a very informal kind of vlog type of video and share with you some thoughts for 2019, some energies surrounding me, my cards for the year, and just have a little chat. So haven't really planned anything, and hopefully I won't have to do too much editing because I don't want this video to be too long. But we'll see how it goes. Cheeky is in the background eating his dinner right now, and he might be disturbing me. So I have my mind kind of on him. I usually don't record at this time, but in my new place, it's just super loud during the day because they're doing construction, and that goes on all day. So I have to wait till nighttime pretty much to record. And so I wanted to talk about my cards of the year, and there's been just a lot of synchronicities happening around that. This is why I thought I would share it with you and just kind of also have a vlog for myself here on my channel. So I did 2 readings this year. I started off doing 2 readings, tarot readings for myself, and one card came up twice. So I decided to reflect on it and call it my card of the year. And that's the Emperor card. And this is from the Star Child Tarot. I love this Emperor card. It's one of my favorites. It's such a powerful, powerful image, isn't it? And the Emperor card is one that I have always had a hard time connecting with. And I know that Will from Atypical Tarot just made a video about the 5 of Swords, and he was talking in his video about how his video on the Emperor card was the least watched video of all of the major arcana. And that's interesting because I don't know why that is for me, but I always had a hard time connecting with that card. And it's possible that it's the strong Aries kind of masculine energy associated with that card. I don't know. I guess I have an easier time as a woman connecting with something like High Priestess or the Empress or even the Star card. I find that that feminine energy is more nurturing to me, and I have needed that. Perhaps that's why I felt more connected with those cards. But I'm starting to really appreciate the importance of the Emperor card this year already. So when this card came up twice, I paid attention to it. And then I wanted to pick a card from my Rumi's Gift Oracle deck, which is a beautiful deck, and I would have to do a video review at some point on that deck because it's just so gorgeous. So I pulled a card which I thought was interesting because it connects to the Emperor card, and it was the Courage card. This is the image for the Courage card in Rumi's Gift. This is the back of the cards, you guys. It's so gorgeous. I'm gonna have to talk about this design when I talk about this deck. So this deck has cards with images and keywords, and then it also has a set of cards with the poem, the poetry, Rumi's poem that's been translated, that matches up with the image. So here we have Courage with the poem, the Persian and the English that goes with this. And I want to read you this poem because not only is it just beautiful, of course I'm obsessed with Rumi's poetry, but it really connects with the Emperor card and its meaning for me this year. So it goes, Fear, hello amazing creature. I am here to face you. Love was frightening, so I have become a lover. No longer the sly fox, I charge ahead towards the angry lion. Now I see her face clearly. I am the roaring lion, and the one who embraces it. The moon whispers, don't cover your wounds. Love can only heal if you stand naked. The moon whispers, and see, there's the moon in this card. And the lion, I felt like, wow, that really connects to this image. The second card that I pulled, which was courage, and the message of that. The moon whispers, don't cover your wounds. Love can only heal if you stand naked. Gorgeous. So why is courage such a big word? I feel like it's my word of the year, courage. And why is that such an important word for me? Because I feel that when I'm faced with a lot of anxiety, and I have, in 2018 was just, it was a hard year. It was a year of so many changes that happened for me. I got involved in a very beautiful relationship at the beginning of 2018. And you know, when you fall in love, that's a whole big, huge change and emotions that come with that. So, you know, they say, I read that love is it's a good, but it's a good type of stress. It is a stress because things are changing all the time, right? And there's all these emotions, strong emotions. So there was that, and then I moved into a new apartment, which brought a lot of challenges for me. And then I had some health issues and some body issues and issues with family. So that year, 2018, was packed with a lot. And I found myself near the end of 2018 really feeling so much anxiety, to the point that it was crippling sometimes, to the point that sometimes it was hard for me to get out of bed. It was really, really bad. And suddenly, after 2019 hit, just a few days later, I think it was Saturday, January the 6th, I started feeling like this veil was lifted off of me. It was almost like a miracle. It was almost like a really amazingly calm and reassuring, trusting, I don't want to say hopeful, but just having some deep trust suddenly. And I thought, maybe it's related to my hormones, maybe it's, who knows what. But I remember that night when I started to feel like this veil was lifted, like this heavy weight was lifted off my shoulders, and the anxiety was kind of becoming lighter. That was the night after I decided the Emperor was my card. And that night I sat down with my Oracle of Shadows and Light, and I pulled a card asking, how can I lift this anxiety? How can I work with this anxiety? How can I, come through it? Because it was affecting me, not only me, but also my relationships with people, my love relationship too. So I feel like this year, I made, when January 1st kicked off, I made sort of like a promise to myself that I really need to work with this anxiety. I really need to work through it and do my rituals and practices that I used to do that I kind of don't do anymore, and my good habits, but just work with it like in a more serious way. So I felt like I needed guidance from spirit, like what else is happening? What else do I need to do? And I pulled 2 cards from the Oracle of Shadows and Light. One of them was the Angel of Alchemy, and when I first got this, and it says miracle, the keyword. When I first got this, I thought, how does that relate to me? I wasn't even gonna give it attention, but I kept it, and I pulled another card, and the second card I pulled was Fairy of the Highlands. It's time to be brave. Right? How significant was this? So I'm going to talk about this in a second, but this card, Angel of Alchemy, had a message when I read the book that it was just amazing. I have to read it for you. I want to read you a few lines because it does say so much about my personal journey at this time. So Lucy Cavendish says about the Angel of Alchemy, she will help you to find the courage to face physical life, for it is that which has overwhelmed you from time to time. The sheer courage it takes to experience life in physical form is that which she is here to help support you in, and to show you that not only does it take great courage, it brings the greatest of all blessings. And I thought, wow, how amazing that that connects to courage, and how that connects to the message of what I've been going through about with my anxiety, which I've talked about this in some other videos, that for everyone it's different, but for me, when I get anxious, it just gets projected onto my body. So I focus on everything that could be wrong with my body. It's what I call my health anxiety. So, but I mean, it is for good reason. It's not that I don't have these health issues, but it's just that it almost exaggerates them. I become hyper vigilant. And it's like my body's just like taking the binoculars, looking for problems. But so when I read that, how it talks about having the courage, finding the courage to face physical life. Because when I drew the Emperor card, I was asking myself, and the Courage card from Rumi's gift, I was asking myself, what is, I mean, that's such a big word, courage. How do you find courage? How does one find courage? What does that feel like? And I set my Emperor card, that one specific one, on my shelf near a citrine crystal point. And I have to say that even just placing it there, I can sense the energy of the card emanating, the powerful energy of courage. And I set it right next to my Courage card from the poem of Rumi. And I've just been meditating on courage, and thanks to what I've read here and the poem, and just meditating on what is courage and what does that mean. I think the Emperor card is such an important card, and it is overlooked because, well, Aries, I mean, I think Aries just gets a really bad rep in astrology, kind of, in the typical horoscopes that we read. Aries does get a really bad rep as being this kind of aggressive, harsh, fighting, warlike energy. But it is the first sign of the zodiac. It is a very creative sign. Without Aries, there would be no life. It's the impulse of life when that seed begins to come out. You know, the very first impulse of that creativity is Aries. And it's the will to fight. Not only fight against things, but the will to fight for your own power, your own inner courage, strengthening the heart. And the word courage, it reminds me of also the Strength card, which is one of my favorite cards in tarot, actually. And I want to show you this because this is one of my favorite images of the Strength, and it's from the Modern Medieval Tarot. I love this image. Just love how she's holding, it's such a serene face, holding this lion, gold, made out of gold, the head of a lion. And then there's this checkerboard here. And the checkerboard, this is actually one of the reasons why I got this deck, the Modern Medieval, and because I thought about how this card represents, like the checkerboard on the ground represents the mind, and how you, as being this woman standing here, you are holding some strength within your mind. You're staying still. The checkerboard is not you, and you standing here kind of like a chess piece. You are standing there, being still within the ground. You're just standing there. You're solid. How do I say this? It's really hard to explain, but I had this feeling that the checkerboard is the mind and it's not you. And you have the strength to stay still within and just hold that inner strength that comes from that serenity, being in this kind of feeling of serene, calm mind. And I also feel that the word courage relating to Leo, this card, Strength, is Leo in astrological correspondence, and Leo rules the heart. It's the cœur in French means heart, so it's the courage that comes from that gives me more meaning, allows me to look deeper into what that word means for me. So I'm really meditating on this word courage. And I think this is a very big word, like I said, and I've never really had a word of the year, so I kind of want to work with that. This word of the year, and then the Emperor, courage, the Emperor, the will to fight, not fight against, but fight for your own power, for your own heart, your heart's desire, your own passions. And one practice that I've also began doing is gratitude. Every night, I'm making it a religious routine now. Every single night, I meditate for 10 minutes, and then I start giving gratitude for everything. Every important thing in my life. And then after that, I start from my toes, from the bottom of my feet and my toes. And I start giving gratitude for all the parts of my body. My toes, my ankles, my skin around my ankles, my calves. I go up and then to my organs, to my hair, to my everything, joints. And usually I fall asleep before I get to my head, but I want to keep that practice. And for years I've wanted to maintain a practice of gratitude. I know how important it is for me. I know how beautiful it is and the power that it has. But I just seem to forget to do it on a regular basis. And so I've made myself a sort of promise that I'm going to do that and see the changes, because I know that change happens after time. And they say, 6 weeks or 7 weeks where you start seeing the changes happen. So I'm going to practice that really religiously. And it's I'm actually looking forward to it every night before bed. I look forward to it. Doesn't matter how late at night it is, I go and do it, and I stick to it, and I actually really enjoy it. It just brings such peace to me, and it helps me. I want to say about gratitude that right before New Year's Eve, I was in a deep state of meditation one night, and something came to me I wanted to share, which was that, and this is probably why I decided to incorporate gratitude heavily this year, that I thought it would help me because I felt that it was a strong message. And it came to me that that the most important and powerful way to open up space in the mind, that's how it came to me, open up space in the mind, is through gratitude. And this opening of space, I visualized it, literally, a space opening up in the mind, and Spirit was letting me know that the way I can stay connected to Spirit is by opening up space in my mind. And gratitude is a very powerful way to open up space in the mind. That's what came to me. And I don't want to forget that. I don't think I will, because I had that strong meditation experience, and it just made me feel so elevated, made me feel very close to Spirit. So I think that all helps. That all helps with maintaining a peace and harmony, a sense of peace and harmony in the mind, which is very important to me. So I've been meditating with my Amethyst Crystal as well, and this piece is one of the first crystals it's actually the first piece of crystal I ever bought. This amethyst cluster, I bought it when I was in high school, I think, and there was a crystal shop near my high school, and I just stopped by and I fell in love with this, and I actually had placed it somewhere. I couldn't find it for years, and it just showed up. It showed up a few years ago, just probably 5-6 years ago when I first injured my back, and I was looking into all these kind of healing modalities and holistic healing, crystal healing, and then this one showed up. And I have a lot of crystals, and I love many different crystals, But this one piece, and amethyst in general, I feel has such a calming, peaceful energy for my mind. So I meditate with this here. I put some essential oils of sandalwood on the back. It smells so lovely. It has this absorbent back to it, and I don't know, it's like, it feels like clay. And it reminds me of my childhood, because when I was little, when I lived in Iran, they used to have prayer stones in Islam. That's the religion that I was born into. In Islam, they have these prayer stones, and when they pray, they place the stone on their forehead and on the third eye, and that's how they pray. And it has this feeling and the same color as this, so it kind of, and it also smells a little bit like sandalwood, that clay that I'm talking about, that the stone is made out of that clay, and it smells like that. And this sandalwood on here really just kind of reminds me of childhood. It doesn't make me think of Islam or anything, really. It's just that I used to have one of those prayer stones that my grandma gave me, and I loved it. I would sleep with it, I would sniff it, and it reminds me of that. So this is a very calming crystal, and I also love using this on my heart chakra. And I also think, this also came to me in meditation, that amethyst has a beautiful way of connecting the heart chakra to the third eye, heart and mind. I feel that it's like a great crystal for connecting heart and mind. Purple is a color that really goes well with green. Green is the heart chakra color. Purple and green are really just, they're not, I can't remember what the name is on the color wheel, but they have a relationship. They're harmonious together. And I feel that this works very powerfully on my heart chakra and in connection with the mind, just kind of aligning the heart and mind, which is a whole other video all on its own that I could talk about, the heart-mind connection. And then also I've been wearing this really beautiful seraphonite crystal that my boyfriend wrapped for me, and it's wrapped in copper. And I just love copper in jewelry. It is the best conductor, and I remember reading about it. I've talked about it before in my videos, but I really feel the difference with wearing copper wire jewelry, crystals in copper, than other metals. It really does work in getting the energy of the crystal just even more powerful to your body. So I've been wearing this a lot, and I feel that seraphonite has such a beautifully loving, soothing, harmonious energy, healing energy. I discovered this thanks to my friend Joey, who is hopefully watching this. Thank you, Joey. And I'm just in love with this piece. It's kind of a more expensive crystal, and I love how it matches this chain. Anyway, so I've been meditating with the amethyst, wearing this, and practicing my gratitude, and I just wanted to share all that with you. So thanks for listening. I will be editing this video a little bit. I don't really know which parts I want to keep, but I'm glad I made it, and that's it. So please comment down below, let me know what your new year is like so far. What new rituals have you been implementing into your path and studies? And I want to make another video coming up about the books I'm reading. I'm really excited about that. So that's it, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm sending you lots of blessings and love, and Cheeky is right behind me. Let's see if we can see him. Cheeky! That was Cheeky. Bye, Cheeky. Say bye. Thank you so much, everybody. Lots of love. Bye-bye.